I grew up in a rusty shack. All I owned was a hanging on my back. Lord knows how I loathe this place called Tobacco Road.
Hello there, YouTube. Spaceman here, and welcome to another video. But this video is different from other ones I've done, in that I'm going to show you how I go about storing my pipe tobacco, aromatic or English, or even Virginia for that matter. Of course, start with the biggest jar. This, of course, is the big mason jar. I believe it might be, I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure how many ounces this jar is, but I've stored quite a bit in here. I believe it holds 8 ounces of pipe tobacco, and then I vacuum sealed it, and that's going to basically be long-term storage. I won't be going into this jar until I have to fill a smaller jar, like say this jar here, or this jar, which I put Cornell and Diehl espresso in. A lot of my jars I make labels for, or I take the sticker from the store, from off of the plastic pouch or the plastic Ziploc bag that it's stored in from the store, and I put it on there. Okay, that is that. Now, what I'm doing here, and I'm going to show you, I showed you this jar. This is the, this I basically just put maybe 2 to 3 ounces. Well, actually, it only fits comfortably and neatly. It fits about 2 ounces of tobacco in it. And even then, it only leaves like a half an inch, which I think actually you're supposed to leave an inch. They recommend leaving an inch at the top between the tobacco and the lid for off-gassing and expansion, and it forms kind of like its own seal and all that good stuff. So this is another jar. This is an even bigger jar, and in this one I've stored Cornell and Diehl dark chocolate, and I printed out the label from the plastic package that used to come in, and then I made my own label for the lid, and I also vacuum sealed it. And when I do that, I mark the date on the bottom. This one, for instance, is 10/22/2016. I put VS, which means vacuum sealed. And I've done a Balkan Sobranie one here, where I went online and found old labels and printed them out. I'm going to actually replace this with a different label where it shows the entire tin face, and then I put a different label on the back, as you can see there. So this is also vacuum sealed, although they don't exactly recommend vacuum sealing English or Virginias, because they need to have that a little bit of air in there to age properly. So I guess you could just leave some air in and not completely vacuum seal it with the machine or whatever. This is an even different tin for storing small amounts, and this one is McClellan number 403 darkest chocolate. And this you might want to, like, if you order a sampler kit and you get a bunch of small amounts of tobacco, they're ideal and similar to the ones I just bought tonight, and that's these. I believe they're 2 ounces. So I'm going to show you what I do as I'm taking the tobaccos from this sampler that I got from Boswell Pipes. Came with a nice little cob, and this is Boswell's Best. 1 ounce of each now, so these are like ideal. So I just This funnel is perfect, okay? You see how it has the inside ring, the smaller, and it has the outside, the larger one. So I just put that over, set that on there. Open it up, get a good whiff, of course. And just dump her in. Really, you should do this as soon as you get them. It's been a couple days I've had them, but I don't think a couple days is going to hurt. But really, you should try to get them in as soon as you get the tobacco. You should try to put them in the jar. But that's, okay, that's what I do. And just brush off the residual tobacco there. And like I said, that's an ounce, and you see it comes loosely about an inch from the top, an inch and a quarter or something like that, comfortably. Just sits right below it. So this, you make sure, of course, you don't have any tobacco particles on here, any little bits of tobacco on here, and make sure the rim is clean, like that. And of course, I'm going to double check it like 2 or 3 times. I'm going to OCD it here, right? Okay, so you just put that on there. Okay, so then I'm going to take this. This is a Fresh Saver, Food Saver, vacuum machine. And they sell 2 different size sealers, which you put over the top. This one for this size. Push it all the way down. Kind of turn this piece here while you push it in to the top. And you're going to push this button until the machine kind of gets loud or sounds like it's working hard. And that means it's basically taking the air out. So here we go. So that's it. You notice I push it now, it doesn't work. And that should basically take care of it. And now, I don't know if it's recommended, but sometimes I've actually put this back on here and did it even, pushed it again, and I could hear the lid pop. Now I'll show you what I mean. Now, I don't know, like maybe you could give me some advice on that, anyone out there, but I'll show you what I mean. Did you hear that? The lid pop, kind of like when you have it in a boiler and it seals itself and you hear the lid make that popping sound. So then you just, this comes off pretty easily. Famous last words, right? And that's it. And you'll see like a little bevel inward, and that's basically done. That tobacco is sealed. That's it. You don't need to do anything else except for screw this on tight, because just in case this decides to pop off, which it probably won't. And then I just take like a cut. Some of these, you know, if I have a lot of samples like this, rather than go through the work of printing out a bunch of labels and being fancy, I'll just cut this out, or I'll just, you know, whatever to fit the jar and the lid. So basically that's it. That's all I do. And I have another size one. I have a bigger one of these for jars like this that have a bigger diameter lid. So upside down darkest chocolate. Wonder what that would taste like. That's it. That's it for that. And then you mark the date on the bottom, and I put on there VS vacuum sealed. And this actually here will be a jar that I will go in and out of, and I don't necessarily always have to re-vacuum seal it every time if I'm using it, going in and out of it during the week. or that week. Then I can wait till I'm done and reseal it. Because actually, these pretty good. These are pretty good for keeping freshness. So that's it. That's the deal with that. And have fun stirring your tobacco and hoarding, right? There's my favorite, the mind world. Okay, I shall see you in the next video. Cheers.
But the Lord knows I loathe tobacco road.